Howdee-haie guys, so for the majority of this month I believe you guys have probably been seeing me with this complete different hair, and since I've had it done, a lot of you guys on the interwebs and in real life have been complimenting me and asking me about it and stuff, so I thought I'd kind of compile a little, I guess, Q&A, kind of just like all about my hair sort of video in terms of this hair and how I look after it and stuff. So yeah, let's just get into it. So before I actually start, I have a little story that is probably only amusing to me, but nevertheless I'm going to share it in hopes that I get a few giggles. Basically I had not had my hair like this for long, maybe about a week, and I decided to try to see what it looked like with pigtails in. So I went about my business, put them in pigtails and everything. I sometimes go into the bathroom, hold a mirror up and see what it looks like at the back, and I kid you not, I almost shat myself. I saw this weird colour stuff. It looked kind of orange, kind of red, and I was like, oh my god, is my scalp bleeding? I was freaking out. I was really freaking out. I was almost going to run downstairs and ask my mum what's wrong. Didn't have my glasses on at this stage, so my vision was pretty blurry anyway, and it was just awkward holding a small mirror up against a big mirror. I just couldn't really see much until it clicked that actually that is my real hair. The parting was in such a way that you could see my real hair and my scalp, and I completely forgot that my hair is orange underneath this. That's how used I was to this hairstyle already. I just completely forgot my natural hair colour underneath this, and yeah, so after that my freak out was over. I realised how stupid I was and that I should probably put my glasses on. But that is my story. Let's get on to the good stuff. I have had this hair in for about 5 weeks now, and at first it was so tight to my head that I couldn't actually put my glasses on. I found it really difficult to try and find a little crevice, and when I did it was just so tight and it was pulling. And I think in retrospect to that now, if I was to get this done again, which I definitely would love to, I really love this hair, I would ask for my edges to be left out. Like, they've detached themselves from it now, but I'd ask for them to be left out because I didn't really realise how much tension would be on that and how uncomfortable it would be to wear for a little while. But yeah, it was to the point where it was so tight, like not the hair itself, but my cane rows underneath this was so tight that I was getting migraines and like really severe headaches again, which actually lasted for quite a few days. I'm gonna say they probably stopped around a week and a half mark. Like, there wasn't constantly a headache there, but I'd get them quite frequently. So it just made me think the things we do to have cool hair. We literally torture ourselves. I haven't even introduced this yet. This is called Crochet Jumbo Twists, I believe. The main brand that does this kind of hair is the Havana ones I've heard a lot about. I don't think this is the Havana hair. I got them off of eBay or something. They were like $6.99 a packet, and I think I've got 5 packets in my head. So the way this is I've got about 6 tight cornrows, or cane rows, however you prefer to call them, around the perimeter of my head. I don't know where the end of my hair is. I think it's looped up and attached to another plait and so on and so forth. I don't know where my hair begins and where it ends, to be honest with you. So that's what that is. And basically this hair itself, what it has is like a little loop at the end of the strand, and basically you get a hair crochet hook, you put that through the loop at the end of the hair, and you sort of pull that through a little gap in the cane rows, and then once that's through, you then loop that loop over the hair and tie it like a drawstring. So you can do that as many times as you want to get the tightness that you want if it's too slippery or whatever. And I've also been finding out, like, I've been doing a lot of research, and I've been finding out that you don't have to have these twists. You can have like curly hair, you can have straight hair, you don't even have to have loops pre-done. You can make them yourselves. You can have, I don't know, plaits. Like, it's so cool. I've seen so many videos where they have like alternative methods and stuff, so I'm really inspired. Because for those of you that haven't like known me for a while on YouTube or whatever, or maybe don't follow me on social media, I've been saying for a little while that I've wanted to grow out my relaxed hair, and I think this might be a good way to do it. But in the sense, I'm worried because I think this counts as a weave, and I've heard counterproductive things of weaves being positive and negative for hair growth and stuff like that. But at the moment I'm seeing it as a positive. It's getting my hair out of the way, it's keeping it like not being touched, not being manipulated, not disrupting the tender line of demarcation between my natural hair and the relaxed hair. So I feel like it's doing good. I won't be able to tell until I take this out of my hair and see what state my natural hair is in after that. So enough of that jumbling. I'm just going to go into kind of how I've actually been looking after it. So honestly, I tried so many ways to keep this out of the water and to sleep with it without it being in my face, without it getting wet, without it just getting, I don't know, frictionized upon the pillows and stuff like that. And it was difficult, but I guess I kind of found ways. It was a lot of trial and error is what I'm trying to say. So I'll be showing you how I tried to do it before. There was an awkward one where I kind of look like I've got these weird things on the side of my head, and I don't know, it's just, I found awkward ways. I was updating my Insta story with all these unique ways I was like keeping my hair out of my face and stuff like that, and quite a few people found it amusing. But yeah, they didn't work as well as the way that I ended up doing it, which was, for sleeping at least, basically just pulling my hair all back and then tying like a wrap around it. So a wrap like this as a loose bandana around it, which was the simplest thing. My hair was still exposed, like the extensions were still exposed, so there was that friction being caused, but that's the easiest way I could find to sleep with it. So the way I sort of had it up, that awkward style that I showed a minute ago, I'll show again. I didn't actually know I'd be able to do it but with so much hair, but I saw a video saying otherwise, so I tried it and it worked, but it wasn't the most comfortable, and I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it on freshly done hair because it was so tight at that stage. It just would have pulled too much and would have been aggravated. So that was definitely a choice for my hair when it was more relaxed, eased off a bit, my edges started to slip out and stuff like that, but still I preferred the loose bandana sort of style over it as opposed to that. I ended up using that awkward updo thing for the bath when I was having a bath, so I didn't get the ends wet, but again it was just too much heaviness, and it just, I was doing it for like the first couple of weeks and it was fine just because I couldn't find any other method, and then I realised I could try and put it in sort of some massive up the top hair ponytail, and that's what I did, and that ended up working so much better for when I was in the bath and trying to keep the hair out of the water and everything, and it was just so much easier that way. So I definitely recommend that for, particularly again when your hair has loosened a little bit, or if you're used to tightness and stuff and you don't mind yanking your hair about, then go ahead. So in terms of washing it, I used basically a spray bottle, which I don't know if you can see is over here, and what I did was I diluted, not a particular percentage or anything like that, I literally just threw in a little bit of shampoo and I threw in some water, shook it about and literally squirted it directly on my roots and the hair surrounding it. That was mine. I tried my best not to get the actual lengths of the hair wet, just because I was told not to. I don't know if that tampers with the quality of the hair or what, if it unravels it faster, I don't know. I just did what I was told. So focusing all the shampoo into the roots, really trying to work it in, because obviously that little bit of hair is going to be exposed as my hair, you're going to know it's my hair, so I wanted it to be as clean as possible, and I think it works really well. It's actually a more targeted, directed approach to washing hair, and I think I've washed it better like that than I ever have, you know, just fully going for it with all my actual hair out and stuff like that. So that was definitely a better washing routine for me. I might have to try that with my actual hair out next time. So even though it was really controlled, at first it was a little bit awkward trying to keep these long tresses from getting wet, because obviously the water does run. It's not just going to stay in the place that you're trying to focus it on, it will run through the hair, and that wasn't a problem for me. Obviously I tried to minimise that as much as possible, but you know, it's inevitable pretty much, it's going to get wet a little bit, and yeah, that happened. It is something that you're just going to have to practice, but yeah. So in the time that I've had this hair in for, as I said, about 5 weeks, although it may sound gross to you, I have only had to wash my hair 2 times. That is a blessing for me, because washing my hair is an annoying, lengthy process that I wish was really quick but isn't. So having to just wash it 2 times and only needing to wash it 2 times was great for me. Yes, some of you may say, ew, that's disgusting, you're unhygienic, whatever, but at least let me explain myself first. My natural hair, so the hair that I was born with, that I was blessed with, is very coarse and dry. You guys have probably heard this before, but if I wash it, so say like 3 times in a week, it's going to strip those natural oils out. It's going to dry it and dehydrate it even more than it already is in its natural state. Because I'm only washing my roots, which, remember, I have like relaxed ends, so I'm only washing my roots, which is the virgin, coarse, dry, natural hair. It's that same situation. Washing it less is better than washing it lots of times. And also another thing is, because only my roots are showing, and I don't have like these straight lengths sticking to the dirt or whatever, it didn't need to be washed that much, and it didn't look like it needed washing a lot of the time, if you know what I mean. So I guess I feel like I could get away with washing it less because I don't have the lengths of my hair being weighed down by, I don't know, the natural oils that are coming through, dirt's not slipping through it, you can't see it as much as if you would if my hair was out and definitely needed a wash. Do you know what I'm saying? That being said, even when my natural hair is like, my natural hair is out and up in the air, you can't see that it's as dirty as if it would look down. Am I making sense? So because my hair's all out of the way, you can't see it. I didn't find that I can see all this dirt. Like, it didn't look greasy, it didn't look dirty. I just knew, okay, it might be time to wash it now, and that was fine. Hopefully that explains things better. I know it kind of sounds a little bit warped, but I'm trying my best to explain it to you guys, so maybe you think I'm a little less gross, I don't know. So in terms of moisturising it, honestly, I just use like a cream based product or like an oil in my scalp every other day like I usually would. Obviously I couldn't get to the lengths of my hair because they're all plaited up and out of the way, but I just kind of went through my scalp, went across a bit of the hair that you can see like under there, and went on my business. I didn't use oil later on in the last couple of weeks. I mainly did that in the first like week or so because I started to think, oh hold on, if I'm putting oil on it, that's more of a slippery substance, surely that would make it more likely to unravel the plaits underneath, as opposed to just a thick cream base which is just there and it's staying, if you know what I mean, and kind of absorbing, and rather than oil that's running through everything. That was my thought process anyway, so I don't know if that was right or wrong. In terms of actually keeping on it with the moisturising and everything, I did slack a little bit. I definitely wasn't as every other day as I usually am with my hair out. I don't know why, I just think it was a bit, I don't know, more of a hassle maybe. I just couldn't be bothered, and also I'm just thinking, oh, my hair's out of the way, just try and leave it alone as much as you can, hopefully that will make it thrive. Again, that was my thought process, don't know if it's correct or not. It's just a learning curve, guys, kind of pros and cons and trials and tribulations. Let's just see what happens. It's just a big experiment, literally. In terms of general maintenance, I've literally been going through, if there's tangles or whatever, or if I don't have a scissors to hand, I'll just yank it out, which is probably terrible. But if I do, I'll chop off like the little knot that's there. And they do get a bit tangly, particularly at the back. Like, can you see me, like, there we go, like, can you see it, like, yanking a little bit like that? It does get a little bit tangly, but not as tangly as a lot of you might think. I was actually quite shocked that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Maybe that's just because they're kind of quite tightly wound each other, I don't know. But even though I did cut off tangles and stuff like that, you'll still be able to see frizzy bits coming out. So that leads me on to this next part. I have decided to unravel it. I wanted to leave it as close as I could to Christmas and to as close enough as I could to when we break up for the half term, because obviously if it looks bad then I have to go to uni with that. If it looks bad during my break, who cares? No one's really gonna see me except for my family, and I don't care if they laugh at me. So yeah, I'm gonna unravel it for you guys and maybe cut it. Oh, I don't know. So that's what this next section of the video is gonna be, so enjoy that. So it's a little bit darker in this part because I've got my ottoman in the way of my studio light thing, so I can't get the correct angle and I cannot be fussed right now to try and move everything. But anyway, just before I quickly start this section, I think I forgot to mention how I, like, in terms of does the lengths of this hair smell or anything like that. Personally, I've never had an issue with it smelling or anything like that, but just to be on the safe side, because obviously I've not been actually washing this part of the hair, I've just been using like shine sprays, anything that has a scent to it. I did actually have a hair perfume sort of spray, but that finished, so I've just been grabbing anything that can be spritzed onto the hair that smells good, just to mask any unpleasant odours if there are any, but I have not had that issue. So yeah, just so you know. So for this bit I am going to take everything down and kind of just see what it looks like unravelled, and then I'll probably end up cutting it. So yeah, I'm just going to speed through all this and let's see what happens. By the way, my mirror's here, so I'm going to be looking here. Sorry if that distracts anybody. Oh yeah, and I saw a video and people have been cutting the ends. I guess it makes it quicker to unravel, so hopefully I don't have too many knots and tangles. I hope this goes well. And I'm using like actual hair scissors that I've had for a little while, and I don't think I'll use this, but like here's one of those razor hair blade things just in case. But yeah, let's get started. So I've just completed this one row of hair and it's really poofy and frizzy and I kind of love it. It's reminding me of my Bohemian Rhapsody. Am I just saying that because of the song? But I'm pretty sure I have a few wigs with that big poofy look that are called Rhapsody wigs or something like that. I think I might have made up the Bohemian part. But this is how it's looking and wow, oh my god. I love it. It's so poofy and it reminds me of my cousin's hair, Ebony. I mentioned her before. You guys know Lauren, she's on my channel quite frequently. Yeah, her older sister has hair like this. Obviously nicer because this is not real. But yeah, I'm actually really loving it. I hope it doesn't get too tangled, but I think what I'll do if it gets a bit frizzy and stuff when I'm completely done and I cut it maybe and all that, I will actually wet it because it's open now, you know, it's just gonna dry like normal I suppose. So I'll plait it and like undo it and stuff and make it more curly and put my little curly rods in rather than using heat because this is synthetic. It will just completely burn the hair, I think, melt it. So yeah, I'm really loving it so far, but damn, it's taking forever. It's taken about half an hour. Yeah, I think it's taken about half an hour just to do this, maybe even 40 minutes. And look at this mess. Can you even, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but like, is it even in focus? It is a disaster, and there's like loads down there as well. Let's see if I can zoom you in. Can you like see all this foofy foof? So what I think I'm going to do is just undo all of these. So cut off all the ends and unravel them, and then I'll come back with it all out, and then I might start proper giving it a haircut, see how it looks. So fingers crossed this goes quickly and smoothly. So I'm kind of looking like Hagrid now, but I think, I mean I hope, I pray I have all of the hair unravelled now, and my gosh, I've never seen so much hair in my life. It's currently 8:20 o'clock at night. I feel like I should have said what the time was when I started this, but it's got to have been at least 3 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago even. I don't know, but it's taken a while. I've had headaches, I felt tired, I've been hungry, but I persevered. Now it's time for what could be the make or break of it, if this isn't already the break of it. I'm going to try and cut this, and I really don't know where to begin, to be honest. I know for sure I want to get rid of these fluffy ends that kind of look more frizzed than anything. But again, I'm just going to speed through that, and let's hope this looks alright. Oh god, I'm crapping myself, I'm really scared. I'm done for now. I'm aware this isn't the evenest chop, like I really butchered it on this side. This side is like so blunt. I'm trying to even it out, and the back's not the best either. It's not as short as I'd like, but I'm worried about cutting too far and then never redeeming it, if that makes sense. So I'm probably just going to be chopping, trimming bits here and there throughout the rest of my week or so. I don't know, get my mum to help me maybe a little bit. But look how much hair is there. I've pretty much filled up a whole new bin. So that is it for this. I do hope you've enjoyed my little video about this kind of hair, which are the crochet jumbo twists, and just refreshing it and stuff. So hopefully I can get a few more weeks out of this. This has worked perfectly because I actually wanted to wear my big white Bohemian Rhapsody, again I can't remember if that's the actual name of the wig, for Christmas, and this is pretty much coinciding with that colour scheme. And also I don't have to have extra added weight on my head with a wig. So yeah, this is just, I like it. I really do like it. Obviously, as I said, the cutting's quite botched, but I'm sure I'll be able to fix that in some way. Maybe not, maybe I'll just leave it, I don't really know. I think because it's quite curly, I think I might be able to get away with the mistakes more than if it was with straight hair. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video here for now, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye!